The bustling financial Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Serge Ibaka.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
And the Clippers starting five. They've got Powell, Bogdanovich out there with Joe Ingles. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Wiseman in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Raptors, JaVale McGee is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Zach LaVine. Then it's Michael Porter, and it's Jackson in at the point. Here's Jackson. Bogdanovich picking up that last basket. Here's Porter. That one a little long. Here now, the Clippers.
In the NBA, you've got to keep pace. It's a fast track out there, and I thought their lack of hustle defensively was the story of the game.
You can't allow any opponent to shoot that kind of percentage. If you do, it's just going to be so tough to keep up.
Now Jackson, following the miss by Michael Porter from deep. Ibaka, no luck.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Powell, the pass to Ingles. As we look ahead to the playoffs, Brent, what surprised you in your first postseason appearance back in, 1997? Wow, a long time ago.
How old were you at that time? All right, anyway, focus. The level of play when it comes to the playoffs, they know everything that you're doing, and they know what you're thinking. So you best be ready. He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
Possessing great size at his position, DeRozan's muscular frame allows him to convert through the contact. And you watch DeRozan play, he still has that explosiveness. Great first step out of the triple threat position. Can switch directions on the go. Is still a handful to slow on the perimeter.
Now here is Ibaka. This game with 30 points. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him. That'll put Serge Ibaka on the line. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovic. The Raptors shooting their first free throw of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Craig, with the explosiveness you talked about with DeRozan, it helps that he finishes so well when he gets to the rim.
And maybe not what he once was, but he is still an elite level athlete. Doesn't only have to drop the hammer when he gets to the rim either. Very smooth at adjusting mid-flight to finish at the rim.
And yes, it's good.
In a natural score, LaVine is content to try his luck from just about anywhere on the court.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And it's good, 2 points.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Here's LaVine after the basket by Anaheim on the other end. Shot clock at 6. Pass to McGee. Jackson from long range. The Clippers grab the miss. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
Yeah, and they got the better of this matchup both times they faced off last season. Do they still have their number?
Well, we'll find out. Such talent on the floor tonight on each side of the matchup. There's some conference pride at stake, too. Both teams being among the cream of the crop in the East and the West. And he's not the guy that you want to give a wide-open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
A floater, and it's DeRozan missing. And here's LaVine, who brings it up for Toronto. 7-point differential.
Well, in that one, they just had everything working offensively. It's a lot of fun when you get into that kind of a groove.
Yeah, I love watching that game, and in particular, their demeanor in their destruction in that game.
Left side, DeRozan. McGee with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by McGee. Here's DeRozan. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Clippers lead by 5. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So the Raptors 5 right now. Porter is out there with Ibaka. And there's Jackson. And there's JaVale McGee. And it's Levine in at the shooting guard position. Now Bogdanovic. After the missed 3 from Reggie Jackson.
I love Bogdanovic's ability to put the team first. When he sees one of his guys open, he's a willing ball mover.
Now here's Levine. Unloads. Another shot. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on James Wiseman.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Jackson finds Ibaka. On the wing, Levine. DeRozan defending. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Count the basket.
Yeah, and with improving court awareness, Levine continues to tap into his limitless potential when making plays.
Now here's DeRozan. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Denver.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
Porter against Powell. They get a hand on it. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle. Bogdanovic, no luck. Raptors trail by 5. Here's Porter. Wiseman with the rebound. Clippers have gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. A lot of great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. Do you think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin. And I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that right
now. No, we don't do that part.
Here's Levine, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Yep, that one goes. Levine's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that's exceptional body control from Levine, contorting himself nicely for the contact and finish.
Now, here's Ingles. He just could not put it together in that loss to Denver. There's the 3. That shot off. Now Toronto takes it the other way.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Got a piece of it. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Wiseman with the bucket.
Good passing in the paint may be even more important to an offense than great passing on the perimeter. Those are areas where you got to be careful.
Now here's Levine. Back to Jackson. Charity stripe shot, and he drops that one in. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
He uses the threat of his drive to open up looks for him offensively. Jackson is one smart cookie.
And the pass to Bogdanovic. The shot, no good. And that's it for the first half of action.
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm checking out the Clippers. Kenny, how'd you see it?
Well, it's never easy to go on the road in the NBA.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And so here's Toronto, trailing by 5. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Powell is out there with DeRozan. Then there's Bojan Bogdanovic, and it's Joe Ingles, and it's Wiseman in at the center.
Yeah, high percentage look there for Ibaka. He can be automatic in there when given room.
Here's DeRozan. Banked in off the glass. DeRozan's got 7 points in the game.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
And the active hands of DeRozan. Nice work reading the opposition and finding a way to get the steal.
Levine passes to Ibaka. Back to Levine. And then Levine with the jam.
And there's a reason Levine was a back-to-back champ at the slam dunk contest. He doesn't waste an opportunity to put on a show.
Outside DeRozan. Over Levine. Nice spin off the left rim and in. DeRozan's got 6 here in this quarter.
And how about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
Levine passes to Ibaka. Kicks to Porter. Outside Jackson. Ingles with the rebound. Anaheim leading by 7. And they double up DeRozan. Powell, no one around him. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Raptors. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. And McGee kicks to Porter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovic.
And Michael Porter Jr. being drafted was a bit of a high risk, high reward due to the fact that physically he needed to come a long way to be consistent in the NBA. We may be seeing signs that it's going to pay off with huge dividends.
The shot by Powell, no good. Raptors trail by 5. Porter looking it over. On the wing, Levine. Back to Porter. All alone. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Porter in a comfortable place there. He likes the passes being on target. He stays perfect in rhythm with that, Jay.
And DeRozan kicks to Powell. Here's Bogdanovic. And another shot. Porter pulls it in. For Toronto, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Levine dishes to McGee. No good on that one. Anaheim goes the other way with it. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. Wiseman with the bucket.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Jackson passes to Ibaka. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. And Porter, here we go. The 8-footer. The offensive rebound. Outside for Jackson. Shoots over Powell. Jackson misses. Anaheim leading by 5. Here's DeRozan. Stolen by Levine.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
And here's McGee. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. And DeRozan sends it back. 1 second left. He can't get that one to fall. And we've reached the end of the third. Clippers lead by 5. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we note, is peripheral vision.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Baca is out there with Michael Porter. And there's JaVale McGee. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Levine in at the 2 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Levine passes to Ibaka. Here's Porter. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Not a single point in the first quarter, but he's found his game, and you can tell he's got a bit of his swagger back.
Now Powell. DeRozan on the wing. Over Levine. And it's the Clippers scoring again.
Could come down to selection. Bad shots in the first half. Here in the second, using his head, finding some more efficient opportunities to score.
Here's Levine. Lays it up off the glass.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, whether it's teammates or the coaching staff, hopefully a combination of both, but when it gets close, he's getting the ball.
Powell against Jackson. Clock at 6. On its way from DeRozan for 2. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Score the basket, his 8th. 8 for 13 from the floor.
And you want to talk about high volume scores. Just look at what DeRozan's doing tonight. He's been on a mission, putting his mark on this game in a big way. And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. DeRozan, another one falls for the Clippers.
And this has really always been a staple of his game. You see how confident DeRozan is with that mid-range.
Toronto calls timeout. They trail by 9. 1:56 left in the game. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, more than half of their scoring has been through him. It hadn't been selfish either. That's the way they mapped this thing out, and they knew what a tough matchup he'd be for their D, so they just decided to ride him.
If he could only contribute like this for them every night, you can't overstate how much better it makes this team when he has a game like this, and on the road no less. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, during the last timeout, I listened to Nick Nurse talk to his team. He told his guys the inside game is working, so stick with it. That means posting, slashing, getting to the rim, whatever produces these high percentage looks. Kevin, back to you.
And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for Anaheim. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Passes it to Ingles. Back to DeRozan. And he dunks it right over JaVale McGee. Holy cow.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for Anaheim.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for DeMar DeRozan.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in. Making every effort to put this game on ice.
We loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
McGee's shot is off. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Bogdanovich dishes to Ingles. That falls. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. And the Clippers lead by 15. To the paint. The jump hook. Levine can't hit. Now here's DeRozan. So it's Anaheim picking up the win. They came in. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it.